Amen. To your point, if I would have waited for this film to be greenlit, it wouldn't have happened. Just to let you know, this film cost a whopping $40 to make. And that was to feed folks on the one day that we shot. We literally, we went and knocked on doors, and every door open was a yes. The VFX alone, tens of thousands of dollars. One of the largest VFX companies in the world gave us that. The music was all free from Warner Brothers Music. So like, to your point, if you have the passion, if you have the creativity, if you have the vision, there is a way to build your own table. Sweet. Finally, the biggest one that we have been talking about internally, 5 years ago, 12 years old versus 17 years old, and I'm still trying to understand, where are we? Are we better off? Are we worse off? So this last question or two, which is going to be going to Noah, what would you tell your 12-year-old self 5 years later?
I think more than anything, what you said earlier really was probably what I say, where that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and no matter how hard you think it's going to get or what hardships you're going to face, you will push through it, and you are strong enough to be able to make it through.
Awesome. And then finally, with this new administration, what are your concerns now as a young adult, and how do they compare with your 12-year-old self?
I think my 12-year-old self was a lot more, scared of the world and just scared of what could happen to me if I went outside on any given day. But now at 17 and having to kind of watch from the sidelines as Trump got elected into office again, and I couldn't have a say in it because wasn't legally able to vote yet. That the biggest thing is to just keep on living and to not let that hunker down any part of my life. I still got all my friends, I still surround myself with people that I love. I still try to show kindness to the people I come across, and bring light into people's days, and just to keep enjoying life and the time I have on this earth while I have it, because I think that's the most important thing anybody can do.
Awesome. On that note, we'd love to open it up for any dialogue, questions, comments, concerns, jokes, raps, anything. Come on, Justin, I know you got something there. All right, well, you guys
If any of my students ask a question, I got 5 solar bucks.
Solar
I might
bucks
do
in the
10.
house.
I'm feeling real nice. I might do 10. Oh, Adrian, that was your chance. I was looking at you.
All right.
Hey, let's go! He came up on his own free will. You know?
Take your time.
Anything. Ask any question. Anything you want.
If you don't have a question, you don't have to ask a question.
This is a question for Noah. What keeps you going, other than your own craft?
I think what keeps me going the most out of anything is the people around me. I think when I do kind of fall into myself a little bit, it's the people around me are generally become my support system, are able to kind of bring me back and kind of recenter myself when I'm not able to myself.
I have a question for Adrian. What did you think of the film?
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Question. Come up to the mic.
First of all, I wrote this one in my notes. When you said, if it's in your divine nature, let it be so, I just had to write that down in my notes. That was a bar.
Thank you.
But I guess the question is to you, Brandon, and just in general, and if you guys could answer it. When you say we need to stop waiting for a seat at the table and need to instead make our own tables, how can you do that in a world where we as a community don't have too much leverage, and how it can be hard to find communities like this? And just like to hear your answer.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing to our success is collaboration. The director just told us that he made the film with $40. Everything else was collaboration, right? And so collaboration will never find you until you look for it. Sources will never find you until you look for it. And so I think, for an example, right now, my community, and the reason why I even met these brothers is my community has gone through one of the biggest tragedies in the United States history when it comes to disasters. Literally, Altadena is gone right now. 80% of Altadena is gone because of a fire. That's the place where place where I lived. My elementary school is gone. My middle school is gone. And here's the thing about collaboration that is crazy, is I went and I saw homes on fire literally in front of my eyes. The very next day after I saw homes on fire, I got on the phone and I said to one of my partners, I said, it's a go, we gotta do it, let's do it now. He's like, what the heck are you talking about? I'm like, we have to do something. And the next thing was, we need a location. I'll call you right back. Hey man, I know it's 10 o'clock in the morning. This is the executive director of a nonprofit, and he has a big old building like this. I said, we need a location. I only need it for today. He said, okay, you could just meet me here at 10:30 and I'll open up the doors. We created a flyer at 10:05, posted that flyer at 10:30. By 11:30, we had 150 volunteers. We had literally 3 18-wheel trucks that pulled up into our location full of supplies for families in need. Literally to this day, a month later, we have given over 500,000 pounds of food, hygiene products, water, clothes, everything that you could think of that's in your closet, we have given it away. We have served 15,000 meals, hot meals to families. We have given over $100,000 worth of gift cards. We have also put 120 families inside of hotels and paid for them in cash, and not one dime has came from our pockets because of collaboration, right? And I think that's the biggest thing that we have to do is one of the things Noah said, and I'll put an emphasis on it, is you have to do it scared, right? Like, ask those questions scared. Go into those meetings scared. Sit on this stage and be scared. At 32-year-old, I've sit on 100 of these scares, and every time I walk up them stairs, I'm scared. But collaboration is the biggest key. It took one post for all of us to see that Target wasn't doing what they're supposed to be doing. And literally in 2 weeks, Target has lost $15 billion. That's creating a table, right? So that means we have $15 billion that can go to all these other businesses that are doing the same exact thing that Target is doing. We just don't support them, right? So let's take our money and the leverage that you have leverage, my guy. Take that leverage and literally cultivate the community that you have and create collaboration within that community.
If I may, I'd like to speak on that a little bit as well. Funny enough, one of my personal models is build tables and eat with your friends, right? So my story happened after I lost my dad, and his passing is what started me to do my creative agency and start my creative career. And throughout the entire time, I was just so fortunate to, be able to work with Nike, work with Adidas, all these people. I realized I could be creating my own agency and employing my own friends and putting my homies on. So you just have to have like one person in your life, or maybe you are that person where you just gotta say, hey, I'm just gonna put on the people around me, because people may not be pouring into me, but it's better for me to pour into my community, because I know that even though I may not sit in the shade, these trees will grow. You know what I mean? So it's about really finding the opportunity to really just, like Brandon was saying, collaborate, because collaboration is an effort. It should be effortless. You know what I mean? It should be something that is just so instinctual that when you do it, you're like not even surprised that it happened because you're around the right people. But it's really about who you associate with and who do you bring in, because your dream is like this ball of sunlight. You know what I mean? You can't bring in naysayers with their clouds who are just gonna drown it out. You gotta see the light inside yourself first before you see it in others. You know what I mean? So be that person, and you too can build tables.
And I'll follow up on that to end this by saying, when you tap into your passion and you hear that voice that only you can hear, and you feel what you feel, and you know it's inside of you and you gotta get it out, whatever it is, it's easy to make a sale because everybody else can see it in you. And when they can see it in you, they gravitate towards you and they collaborate with you, and then you do something great. So listen to your heart, listen to you, be good to you, and I promise the rest will come around you. Is this it? Oh, down.
Assistant Mr. Lamar, what do you think are some of the best ways our generation, these incoming adults, these incoming voters, are they can spread your message, spread inclusion, and with everyone, with their peers.
Dope. So I'm glad you asked that. What y'all don't know me is I'm also on the executive board for California Democratic Party Black Caucus. And so our thing is to get votes coming in. Also, I was on the committee that led to allow 17-year-olds to be able to register to vote. And so, of course, we passed that. And so if you're 17, you can register to vote right now. You don't have to wait until you're 18. You do have to wait until you're 18 to vote, but you can't pre-register. I think one of the biggest things that you can do is be dope and literally have a party, have a pizza party, have a kickback, whatever you want to do, and every person that comes, in order for them to get in, they got to register to vote. At 7, how old are you, 17?
Yeah, so
At 17, you can vote, which means the friends that you have can vote, right? And not can vote, you can register to vote. But you create like crazy ways like that and create a system like that to do something so weird, but it's amazing, right? To activate the people that is in your community to get them involved. Because at the end of the day, the craziest